Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
And I'm Josh, and today we're doing a totally blind head-to-head between two beloved barrel-proof bourbons, Stagg Jr and Booker's. Which one do we prefer? We don't know we have either of these pours in either of our glasses.
Welcome to the channel bringing real-world content to the real-world whiskey consumer.
Our head-to-heads are always double blind to ensure that we don't know what we're drinking. That way you get our completely unbiased, unclouded opinions by any bottles or labels or hype or anything like that. If you're interested in how our head-to-heads go down, there's a link to a video below that will give you more of a rundown, or you could click the little card that's right up here. We'll put that there. We're going to randomly select one of these samples to taste today. We're going to do the head-to-head. You'll get to see what we think about them, our first impressions,
Yep.
And then after we do our first impressions, we'll tell you which we prefer. We'll kind of run them through our objectively excellent subjective scoring rubric, which is just a fun tongue-in-cheek way for us to kind of quantify what we're experiencing, and we'll walk you through that as we go. So right now what we need to do is determine which pair we're going to be doing. So we got a randomizer from 1 to 18 here, and we're doing 7th pair. So
2, 3, 4.
This one, yeah.
7.
We can count. All right, 7. We are going to get these poured, clear the rest of this off, and then we'll be right back with our first impressions of glass 1.
It smells regular.
Smells regular.
Smells a little bit like rubbing alcohol to me right now.
Get some ethanol.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a bit of a big whiff and got a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Too. All right, I'm not getting a ton on the nose.
Same.
So I got to go in on the palate.
Me too. Oh, it kind of went up my nose a little.
Oh, wow. There's a lot more there on the palate than the nose.
For sure. Oh, I need a tissue. It made my nose run. Oh my gosh.
Wow. That took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting as much on the palate, but
Yeah, I think
I
the lack of smell really made me have my guard down.
I got lulled into a false sense of security thinking I was going in on like an 80 proof bourbon.
Yeah. Oh.
That is not what it was.
It's less pungent the second time
Oh,
around.
yeah. Now I'm getting way more on the nose now. First pour of the day. So it's you kind of have to get acclimated to it. That first sip can hit you pretty hard if you're not careful.
It's hot. I think I'm done for this one for the second.
You need a minute?
Yeah. It's burning down my throat.
There's a lot of cinnamon there on the mid palate. And the oak on the back end is really nice. It's got a good kick to it. Like I like a proofier
It'll kick
pour.
you in the butt.
I like a proofier pour personally. I like it. Like that's pretty nice. I'm still trying to get something more on the nose. Like there's something there, but it's hard for me to pick apart exactly what it is.
I can get a faint hint of honey now that I've had a few sips on the nose, but it's very faint.
Yeah, it's like your really classic bourbon nose. I mean, I say this so much, but caramel, vanilla, honey. I'm not getting much of that like fruity sweetness like apple or anything like that. On the palate, a lot more cinnamon than I expected. So very surprised coming off of the nose with how faint it was as to how it hit the palate. All right, that's our first impressions on glass 1. We're going to clear our palates, go on to glass 2, and you'll get to see our first impressions of that right after this. Like perfumey.
Kind of smells funky to me, like toe funk.
I'm getting like a florally perfume smell on this one.
I am not. I'm getting like a toe jam smell.
Toe jam?
You know?
How do you know what toe jam smells like?
That stuff between your toes.
But how do you know what it smells like?
I was a kid once. You do weird things when you're a kid. That's what it smells like.
Do you though?
I didn't do it. You could. Come on. We're not having this conversation. Oh.
A lot softer on the palate.
A lot softer on the palate, but it has a lot of flavor.
Yeah, there's not nearly as much spice there. It's more silky on the palate. I like them both. They are very different experiences.
Yeah.
You've got a hard cinnamon kick on this one, like that baking spice really amplified right on the mid palate, where the second glass, it comes in like really thick. Did that one get you too?
Yeah, the second sip. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'm still getting the same florally sweetness on the nose. On the palate, some of that perfumey sweetness kind of comes through, that florally perfumey sweetness. I wish I knew perfumes better to place what it is, but there's like a kind of like an oiliness to it. Does that make sense?
I think
like that oily like thickness to a perfume when you first spray it.
A heaviness.
Yeah, there's like, this is more heavy and thick on the palate, but not. It doesn't like just hit the bottom of the tongue. Like it swells up with flavor. These are both really interesting. We're gonna take some time here. We're gonna clear our palates. We're gonna go glass 2 back to glass 1. Go back and forth, A/B test these. Figure out which one we prefer. We're gonna run them through our tongue-in-cheek, objectively excellent subjective scoring rubric. Give them tasting scores. And then we'll find out what we're drinking. We'll do all that right after this.
I'm curious.
All right, we're back and we're going to get into our scoring here in a minute. But first, let's find out which one we prefer. Aaron, if you had to pick one of these to have another pour of and you couldn't have the other, which one are you picking? Where do your preferences lie between these two?
Can I say neither?
You can. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have either of these again.
You're not loving either one of them?
I don't know if it's the day, if it's the moon phase. I don't know. I'm not feeling them, either of them, really.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Apparently, Mercury's in retrograde, and I think
so we hear
they just hit me in a off way today. So I would say neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Glass 2 is good, and we'll get to that in the scoring. But for me, glass 1 was really in my wheelhouse. So
yeah,
it's really funny to me that I thought this was really low proof off of the nose after drinking these. I think these are both very high proof.
Well, the nose was definitely misleading.
Yeah.
I feel like from the taste.
Yeah, and it opened up. These are our first pours of the day.
Yeah.
And they're coming in hot. So once we acclimated a little bit, we got a lot more out of that. And we'll get to all those notes here in a minute. But let's go ahead and get into our scoring. Our tasting scores and our whole scoring system is based on a super simple to understand thumbs up system. It's totally personal preference. This whole thing is a little bit tongue-in-cheek anyways. We don't take this that seriously. This is just a fun way for us to be able to compare pairs over time. So thumbs down, we don't like it.
You said compare pairs. I'm sorry.
Compare pours and also compare pairs.
I tried to keep it together, but I couldn't.
We'll do both.
I was gonna let you go, but I couldn't do it.
We'll do both. We'll compare pairs and we'll also compare pours. So right now we're gonna compare these pairs.
Yep, let's do it.
So thumbs down means we don't like it. Not getting any points for that. Just okay means we could take it or leave it. We don't particularly like it, but we don't hate it either.
Yeah.
Thumbs up means you like it. Like that's what thumbs up means. I like this.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up means you love it. Like it's something that's truly exceptional to you or to us as we're drinking this. And so that's kind of reserved. I think for both of us, we're kind of stingy with our 2 thumbs. Something has to really be in our wheelhouse to get 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things on the shelf that if something is just good, then you could probably find something else that's good as well. So to get 2 thumbs up, you've got to be exceptional.
Yep.
So we go on nose, flavor profile, and experience on the palate. That's how we judge our tasting scores. And once we find out what we're drinking, then we can talk about the other part of our scoring system, which is what we call our retail score and our consumer score. The retail score is based on the retail side of the equation for each of these bottles, whatever they may be, and that is price and availability. We like things that don't cost too much money, and we like things that are available that we don't have to hunt for too much. And then consumer score is the consumer side of the equation. Would you buy it again or not? Would we buy it again or not? Do we like it enough to spend our money on it again? And of course, all of those things are influenced by what we have learned here through our blind tasting. Let's get into the actual scores for these pours.
Right.
Aaron, glass 1, where are you at on tasting scores? Nose, flavor, and experience.
All right, glass 1 got a 2 for me.
2 overall?
2 overall. I gave it just okay on the nose, just okay on the flavor, and I did give it a thumbs up on the experience. So, there you go. What about you?
Glass 1 for me got 5 points. 1 thumb equals 1 point, so that all adds up. We've got thumbs up on the nose, 2 thumbs up on the flavor, 2 thumbs up on the experience for glass 1 for me.
That's in your wheelhouse, so I get
and
that.
This is where you start to see our differing preferences come in. Tasting scores for you on glass 2, Aaron, what do you got?
Glass 2 got a 1.5 for me.
Okay.
Just okay across the board on nose, flavor, and experience. It was fine. Just okay. Nothing great.
Glass 2 for me got a 4 out of 6. So it got thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on the flavors, 2 thumbs up on the experience.
Really?
What you're seeing here is a difference in our palates. I tend to prefer a proofier pour. I like a wild ride in my bourbon.
Do.
If I've got something in the 110 to high 130s range in proof, that's great for me.
Yep.
Much less than that, I feel like I'm left wanting more. You're probably, I would say, more in like the 90 to 100 proof range.
I could go a little higher than that.
As far as what you prefer to sip, 90 to 100. But you enjoy stuff all the way up to 120.
Yeah.
If it's well balanced and all that stuff.
Correct.
So what you're seeing in the scoring truly is a difference in our personal preferences.
Yeah.
So if your palate aligns more with mine, then you might want to put more credence in my scores. If your palate aligns more with Erin's, you might want to put more credence in her scores as far as what these are. And I'm getting a little distracted because I don't usually use the word credence in my regular vocabulary.
I liked it, though.
So
I dug it.
I felt smart for a minute. Maybe it's the glasses.
It's the glasses.
That's what it is. Okay. So we figured it out. So all right. Do you have any notes on these two?
Not particularly. I will say that glass 1, I gave it a thumbs up on the experience because after I had it more, it was less abrasive to drink. And so the overall experience was pleasant for me. So that's why I did give it a thumbs up in the experience. But that's really my only note. I wasn't feeling either one of them really, but.
Glass 1, I said on the nose, caramel, brown sugar. It's rich like a chocolatey candy bar. Like, I started to think Milky Way, but then...
Dude, you're getting all things I wasn't getting.
It didn't have that milk chocolatiness. It had like more of a dark chocolate. So like, don't they make Milky Way dark?
Uh-huh.
Is that a thing?
Those are good, yeah.
So that's what glass 1 reminds me of on the nose. It smells like I'm smelling a candy bar, like a Milky Way dark.
Mm-hmm.
On the palate, I put voluminous caramel. Like voluminous caramel. Honey sweetness with that dark chocolate undertone in there from that candy bar sweetness that I picked up on the nose, and then just lingering cinnamon spice. Like,
yeah, it did linger.
When you can mix caramel and cinnamon on the mid palate for me, and then you can drag that finish out, that is textbook score high in Josh's book recipe. Yeah. So on the experience with 2 thumbs up, I said it had a long oaky finish that's drying but very sweet and pleasant. So I really like glass 1 a lot. Like, it got 5 out of 6. It almost got a perfect score. If I would have gotten a little bit more complexity on the nose, and I had a lot of notes on the nose still. Yeah. But I would have preferred like just a little bit more complexity there. But it almost got a perfect tasting score for me. Glass 2, I said it was brighter on the nose with floral sweetness and a hint of apple. That all carried over to the palate with like a florally apple sweetness. And then it had more of like a black pepper, whereas this glass 1 had that cinnamony spice. Glass 2 had more of like a black pepper spice.
I can see that.
And it had oak. And then whereas this glass 1 had that cinnamon swell on the palate for its spiciness and that swelling flavor. Glass 2 just had that really thick and oily mouthfeel. And it had a long oaky finish as well. Like these,
you really like these because you have a lot to say about them.
I'm digging both of these pours a lot. I mean, this one dang near scored perfect for me, and this one came pretty close.
Let's find out what they are.
I cannot wait to find out what these are.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
All right. What am I doing? I'm getting the sample jars. So,
and I'm pulling up the key here.
So we have our sample jars. We both preferred glass 1, right?
Yeah.
So let's find out what glass 2 was.
Okay.
Glass 2 was number 19.
Okay.
And glass 1 was number 18.
19.
Yep.
Booker's 2016-01 Bluegrass batch.
Yeah, it's an older batch of Bookers.
It's 127.9 proof.
I told you these were proofy.
Holy moly.
I said mid to high 20s, I think.
And then this one was Stagg Jr Batch 15. 131 proof.
What?
Wow, and this is in our market it's $60.
If you can get it, we're gonna get into we're gonna get into the availability and all that stuff. We have to have that discussion. You can't talk about Stagg Jr without talking about availability.
So
Bookers for that matter
Stagg
too.
Jr. And we've done a Stagg Jr and a Stagg head-to-head before, right? Was it Stagg Jr Batch 15 that was in? Was it the same one?
This all makes so much sense. Yeah, it was. This all makes so much sense right now. Wow, I can't believe we didn't get more off of Stagg, off of the nose. This is fascinating. I'm stunned that this is the matchup.
Yeah.
Like, full disclosure, we do not try to figure out what we're drinking. We only are going off of our experience, what we're tasting. And I can tell you right now, every time I've tried to figure out what it is I'm drinking,
He's always wrong.
I'm always wrong. So I stopped doing that. And then every once in a while, I'll slip back into old habits and think I know what I'm drinking. And then I'll completely
He'll
blow
be wrong.
it.
I don't think you've ever been right.
I've been right a few times, but
I've not seen it.
It's not.
No offense, I've not witnessed this time. These times.
It's not worth it, and it doesn't serve us. It doesn't, like, what is it going to make us look smart? Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we're tasting totally blind, and we look like idiots half the time, anyways, or I do. But
no, you don't.
You look beautiful
No,
all the time. I look like an idiot half the time.
You look beautiful.
But with these, like, we're not trying to figure it out. We're just experiencing what we're experiencing.
Yeah.
I know that I really like Stagg Jr. I don't care for a lot of Buffalo Trace products. I was big on them in the past years, but I've kind of moved past that flavor profile.
Yeah.
It's just a little too sweet for me. But Stagg Jr. brings so much more oomph to the flavor profile. I really like it. Booker's is a different ball game. A lot of people say Booker's has like a nuttiness. I can't believe I got floral sweetness out
I
of
got
it.
toe jam.
Toe jam. Now that I know it's Booker's, I feel like I'm getting a nutty, like a peanut.
That's the whole point of not knowing.
That's why we do it blind.
Yeah.
People say Stagg Jr. has a deep cherry note. I never get cherry. I can see like a dark cherry, like a cordial, like a dark
chocolate.
A dark cherry cordial chocolate. Yeah.
The dark chocolate, yeah.
I can see that now that I know what it is. And that's why we do this blind. Because if I was looking at a bottle of Stagg Jr. and a bottle of Booker's, I'd be searching for the cherry notes. I'd be searching for the nutty notes. We do it totally blind so that we're not searching for any of that stuff. And we're giving you our honest opinions on what we're getting. And that's what we got.
Yeah.
We got what we got.
We got what we got.
You got mollywopped by some proof.
Yeah. I might have
unexpectedly.
We might need to try these not blind on another day when I can
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm off.
I got pleasantly surprised with how nice they were after I acclimated to the proof. So this is right in my wheelhouse. So retail score, price and availability on these two pours. I mean, I really like the flavor profile of both of these, so I'm going to be willing to pay more money for them versus Erin. This is a little bit outside of her wheelhouse. She's probably not going to be willing to pay as much as I am.
Yeah.
Stagg Jr., price and availability, retail score, where are you at? Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, and then where are you at on whether you'd buy it again or not?
Okay. I'm feeling super harsh today, but I'm giving it a thumbs down on retail score because it's not available anywhere. And I didn't particularly like it. Like, I liked it after a while. I liked it better than the other one, kind of. And then I'm giving it a thumbs down on consumer score as well. So it gets 0 points.
That's fair. For Stagg Jr., I'm giving it a just okay on retail score. If it had the availability of Booker's at $60 to $80, I'd give it a thumbs up. But that's just not the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to get your hands on. So I can only give it a just okay. I think it's a phenomenal pour for the money. I mean, in a previous blind, and I'll put a card up here, as we did this against George T. Stagg, and the results were very interesting.
Yeah.
I'll put that up here. Whether I would buy it again or not, this particular batch, thumbs up. I mean, it would come really close to getting 2 thumbs up, but I'm probably not going to stockpile any batch of Stagg Jr. because there's always another batch coming down the pipeline, and I want to try that batch as well. Price and availability, retail score on Booker's, where are you at?
I give it just okay. The price is a little high for me, but the availability being what it is, it gets a just okay for retail score. And then for consumer score, it gets a thumbs down. I wouldn't buy it again. I didn't like it.
This is two sides of the same coin. You've got super limited availability, but a good MSRP, and you've got a MSRP that's trending up, but a little bit better availability. So I can only give it just okay on retail score. As far as whether I'd buy it again or not, thumbs up. I mean, I like Booker's, and I will continue to buy bottles of Booker's after trying this batch. And I know that it's an older batch, and newer batches are a lot different, but I just really like barrel proof bourbon, so I'm going to continue to buy it. When you take our tasting scores and you add those together with our retail scores and consumer scores, what you get is what we call our real world score. Again, this is all just totally for fun, but it is a way for us to track how we like pours compared to each other over time.
Yep.
So, Erin, real world score, where are you at on Stagg Jr.?
Stagg Jr. got a 2 out of 10 for me. 2 on the tasting score, and then a 0 on the retail score, and a 0 on the consumer score.
Thumbs down.
I'm probably going to get so much crap for not liking these.
You're not. You like what you like, and that's fine. And there's other people out there whose palates align with yours as well.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Probably, but they're probably not watching this video.
For me, Stagg Jr. gets a 6.5 out of 10.
Yep.
Our system is not set up in your typical 1 to 10 system where I would probably give Stagg Jr. a 9 out of 10. It almost scored a perfect score for me on tasting.
Yeah.
And if it were more available, and if they weren't going to release another batch that I wanted to buy, then I would stock up on this.
Yeah.
So this could very easily come really close to being a perfect score for me. Where are you at on glass 2? Booker's.
Booker's also gets a 2 out of 10. It got a 1.5 on the tasting score, just okay across the board. And then just okay on the retail score and a thumbs down on the consumer score. So for a total of 2 out of 10. So they scored both the same total overall.
Yeah. Booker's for me on real world scores a 5.5 out of 10.
So pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
You got a 2 on both. I got a 6.5 and a 5.5. Booker's got a 4 on tasting for me. It didn't come close to getting a perfect score. Stagg Jr. was definitely my preference, completely blind. It got just okay on retail score. It got thumbs up on consumer score. I mean, I like to have a bottle of Booker's around. I just so happen to have this older batch right now, but once that bottle's empty...
You pointed to me.
This older batch.
This older batch?
This older batch right here.
The old ball and chain.
She is significantly older than me, let the record state.
Not significantly.
I mean...
A year and a half.
You be the judge. Nonetheless, this was a fascinating head-to-head. I forgot we had this in our blind sample pool. We have so many different things in our blind sample pool that I legitimately forgot that.
And they were poured months ago,
when you said this was Booker's, I was like, the only matchup I can think that Booker's is in there against is a Knob Creek single barrel, 120 proof. And this drink a little hotter than this. I was really stunned. This is why we do it blind. So if you guys like this blind format, if you like these, we release a blind head-to-head every week, typically right now on Thursdays. If you like these blind tastings and you want to do them yourself, then you can check the link in the video below. Not the video below, the description below of the video description below, which has a link to our Patreon, where a couple of the tiers in there offer you the ability to do these types of blind tastings in your home. We put together a kit for you. It has sample jars. It has printouts, instructions, the whole 9 yards. And then you can take 8 different samples and you can find out completely blind, mix it all up, and figure out what you like the best. And we work with you to customize that experience for you based on your preferences. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's something I'm really excited about because I love these blind tastings. I mean, we both do. It really shows you what you prefer. That's it for this week.
Yeah.
Erin, take us out of here.
Well, thank you for watching our video. Hopefully it wasn't as painful for you as it was for me. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And please be nice to me in the comments. I know these are probably very popular bourbons, but they just weren't for me today. So give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to keep seeing videos like this.
Till next week, guys.
Cheers.
That was good.
I am in pain. Physical, literal, actual pain. I'll do your job.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
I forgot. I tuned out. Checked out. You're doing the work. I'm checking out.
That's how I roll.
All right.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
And I'm... Dadgummit. We switched it up and I'm lost. All right, try again.
You don't know your name?
Try again. We've approved that this is a problem for me. All right, just try again. Beloved barrel-proof bourbons.
Beloved, we are gathered here today. Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
And I'm Josh. And today we're doing a totally blind head-to-head between 2 beloved barrel-proof bourbons, Stagg Jr and Booker's. How do we rate the... Nah.
You were so close. Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
And I'm Josh. And today we're doing a totally... No. Sorry. We might need to go back to the old way.
No,
right,
I like it.
Go ahead.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
Dadgummit.
Dude. You've done this before. You know how this
I know.
works.
We're changing things, and change is hard.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
And I'm Josh, and today we're doing a totally blind head-to-head between two beloved barrel-proof bourbons, Stagg Jr and Booker's. Which one do we prefer when we don't know we have either of these pours in either of our glasses?
That was good.
It only took 15 tries.
I mean, that was on you, dude. But I love you.
You did nail saying your name.
Thanks. Thank you. I tried.